A big move indeed today by the Supreme Court amid the Tirupati Prasadam controversy. The top court is now directed for a fresh, new SIT panel who will now be probing into allegations of adulterated ghee being used to make those laddus. In fact, we hear the YSRCP opposition hailing this verdict, saying that this is nothing but a snub to the Naidu government, to Chandrababu Naidu in Andhra Pradesh, claiming this is vindication for whatever he said, calling it absolutely false allegations against him and his party members. We're going to take you through exactly what the Supreme Court has said in a fresh order to carry out a fresh investigation into this controversy, asking for politics to be kept aside on this. Listen in.
Controversy around Tirupati Prasadam refuses to die down. And amid this massive row, a big move by the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court on Friday ordered a new special investigation team to probe the allegations of adulterated ghee used in laddus distributed at the Tirupati temple during Jagan Mohan Reddy's rule. A judge bench of Justice B.R. Gavai and Justice K.V. Vishwanathan said the court cannot be used as a political battleground. The court asserted that it does not want the matter to be made into a political drama. The new SIT will have 2 CBI officials, 2 Andhra Pradesh police officers and 1 senior officer of the Food Safety and Standards Authority of India.
5 मेंबर्स की एक जो है एसआईटी इंडिपेंडेंट एसआईटी जो है कोर्ट ने कॉन्स्टिट्यूट की है जो बाकी आगे की जो है कार्रवाई को जो है और जांच को देखेगी और इसको इस कमेटी को बनाने के बाद जो है सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने जो है पिटीशन को डिस्पोज ऑफ कर दिया है.
The court has said that the allegations that have been made have the potential of hurting the sentiments of people worldwide. Therefore, an independent SIT is being formed to assuage the feelings of the devotees. The top court has clarified that it hasn't gone into the allegations or the counter-allegations, remarking that it won't permit courts to be used as a political battleground.
The ruling Telugu Desam party welcomed the Supreme Court order.
हम खुले दिल से माननीय सुप्रीम कोर्ट के ऑर्डर का स्वागत करते हैं क्योंकि जिस प्रकार से सबने देखा है कि लड्डू में मिलावट की वजह से कितने हिंदू आस्था का चोट पहुंची, हिंदू आस्था को किस तरीके से क्षतिग्रस्त किया गया, हम भी चाहते हैं कि इसकी निष्पक्ष जांच कराई जाए.
The YSRCP claimed the court order vindicated its stand.
Supreme Court categorically reprimanded Chandrababu Naidu not to bring God into politics. Just cannot stoop down to this extent where you go ahead, continue to lie for political ends.
Amid the Prasadam showdown, a battle between Andhra Deputy Chief Minister Pawan Kalyan and Tamil Nadu Deputy CM Udayanidhi Stalin erupted over Sanatan Dharma. Pawan Kalyan slammed his Tamil Nadu's counterpart Yero's statement calling for eradication of Sanatan Dharma, which Udayanidhi Stalin later described as caste hierarchy.
If anyone tries to wipe out Sanatana Dharma, let me tell you, from the feet of Lord Balaji, you will be wiped out.
Sir, Pawan Kalyan said Sanatana Dharma cannot be wiped out. Those who said it will be wiped out.
Okay, let's wait and see. Let's wait and see.
Pawan Kalyan also came down heavily on Rahul Gandhi for his Nach Gana remarks on Ayodhya Ram Mandir Pran Pratishta ceremony.
आपने राम मंदिर खोला, सबसे पहले आपने राष्ट्रपति से कहा कि भैया आप आदिवासी हो, आप तो अंदर आ ही नहीं सकती, अलाउ नहीं है आपको. उसके बाद अमिताभ बच्चन को बुला लिया, अदानी को बुला लिया, अंबानी को बुला लिया, किसी एक मजदूर को नहीं आने दिया. नाच गाना चल रहा है, डांस चल रहा है, पूरा हिंदुस्तान डांस कर रहा है.
Sri Rahul Gandhi says, Ayodhya ceremony, when he compares to it as a Nachigan Sabha, none of the Sanatani Hindus should not get hurt. We have to be happy about it. And you want the votes of all the Sanatani Hindus to get into the power, to be a political leader, to be in the opposition.
Since the Tirupati Laddu's row, Kalyan has repeatedly called for a pan-India committee to protect Sanatan Dharma. With Apurva Jayachandran and Shrishti Ojha, Bureau Report, India Today.
All right, there you have it. Well, you have the Supreme Court now dismantling the previous SIT that was set up by the Andhra Pradesh government, now calling for a fresh SIT to come together and probe this matter in depth. And who is going to be part of this new SIT team? There's going to be 2 CBI officials largely overseeing the SIT's investigation. There also will be 2 police officers from the Andhra cadre, Andhra Pradesh Police, also to be involved in this. 2 of them, 1 senior officer from the Food Safety Authority, the FSSI, which also will be involved in investigating and probing into whether adulterated ghee was indeed used in the making of this prasadam. It's certainly hurt the faith of scores of people who have immense faith and belief in the Tirupati Balaji. And we're looking at the Supreme Court saying that it's unfair for politics to be brought into this issue, asking for the SIT panel to go in depth into investigating what the truth is. Let me cut across to Kanu Sharda to give us a little more on what the Supreme Court said. Kanu, we know the opposition in Andhra Pradesh, the YSRCP has said this is vindication. It's nothing but a snub to the Andhra Pradesh government. They've dismantled and defanged the SIT that was set up by the state and now given a fresh order to come up with a new SIT team to carry out this investigation. Why don't you give us in detail what the court said?
Well, Nabila, the court has categorically, told the petitioners as well as the centre today that they don't want the politics to be played in the court. And that is why the first option was given to the centre to allow to have a suggestion of the SIT members as if they wanted to. But the centre came out to the court and told the bench that they have no apprehensions on the state-appointed SIT. At that stage, the Supreme Court said, let an independent SIT be formulated. We will form a committee, and that is why a committee was finally formed, which will have 2 CBI officials, 2 Andhra Pradesh police officials, and FCCI. The role of FCCI here is very, very important because the whole politics is, related to the point that the samples were sent to which lab and what not. That is why Supreme Court had interfered into it and said that FCCI, being the central food agency, will have a bigger role to play here, and FCCI will, test the sample of the adulterated laddu if that allegedly is or not. So that will be more clear when the FCCI report comes in, and the fresh SIT, which was constituted by the Supreme Court, will start probing the allegations. So the Supreme Court has categorically made it clear that it had no doubt on the present SIT of the Andhra Pradesh government, which was there, but only to save the sentiments of the crores and crores of people who have that kind of faith on the prasadam. It should not be defied. So that is why Supreme Court has said that let an independent SIT form, and in keeping that in mind, the Supreme Court has formed that committee.
Kanu, it's also very interesting that there were multiple petitions asking for a judicial inquiry, that an inquiry should be set up with a retired judge overseeing this so that it's independent of any kind of politics and the state involvement wouldn't be there then, or the fear that the state could influence the probe results. But that wasn't ordered by court.
Yes, all the petitions which are, being heard by the Supreme Court today, the court, all the petitions had a prayer that a retired Supreme Court judge or a retired High Court judge should be there to probe. But the Supreme Court said the independent committee, which is now formed under the CBI, the director CBI will oversee the entire investigation, will be an independent one, because the court was of the view that the centre should have come forward and suggested some members for the SIT. But since the centre has not done that, Supreme Court had to again said that let the investigating agency do its work, and if needed, or if the petitioners wanted after the probe is completed by this SIT, they can again approach the top court and ask for the probe by a retired judge also. Supreme Court has just formed the committee today just to pacify the political game that is going on between the present CM and the former CM. And this appointed the independent committee to ascertain certain facts because they have not only involved CBI, which is a central agency, but also involved the state government officials so that a trust is maintained by both the political sides and also the
But
FCCI.
what happens to that SIT that was set up by the state government that probed this issue for weeks together, filed an interim report already? All that effort, does it go down the drain, or is a interim report handed over to the new SIT? Any word on how soon this new SIT will be formed?
No, Nabila, there is no clarity whether the interim report which is there already by the SIT will be handed over to the new SIT or not. It is not very clear in the order. But yes, of course, the CBI and the state government officials can always seek the assistance of the already SIT which is there at the state level. They can always do so. But as far as the timeline of the committee is concerned, it is still not clear whether, because the formation of the committee depends on the CBI director, because the CBI director will have to nominate 2 officers. Then onus comes on to the Andhra Pradesh police officials, who will have to nominate 2 police officials to nominate, and the FCCI. So until that exercise gets completed, we don't know exactly what will be the timeline, because the order is silent about it.
All right, so we're expecting this to come through as soon as possible, because we're looking at a lab report that was done nearly 2 months ago, the findings of which were released only now. Now, how will the SIT carry forward with this investigation, considering these laddus allegedly made with adulterated ghee was at least a 3-month-old affair? And nearly 8 trucks of ghee that came in from AR Dairy. That's what the allegations were. That sample was taken and sent to the lab, and that turned out to be substandard, and it was adulterated. And that report came out only now, creating such a huge controversy, and also several questions being raised on why such a delay in revealing an information as important as this. Well, the Supreme Court, as it takes up the issue, has clearly noticed there's politics being played around this issue, asking for politicians, political parties across the board to keep politics aside and probe this matter with good faith, because it involves the religion, the faith of scores of people in the Tirupati Devastanam. Kanu, thank you very much for joining us with those details. We have more updates coming in with the Andhra Pradesh Chief Minister Chandrababu Naidu now reaching Tirumala Tirupati Temple. Let's cut across to those live images coming in. Chandrababu Naidu, the Andhra Pradesh Chief Minister, on a day when the Supreme Court has ordered for a fresh SIT to be probing into this matter of adulteration into Tirupati Laddus, he reaches the Tirumala Tirupati Temple today. These are the visuals there we're bringing for you live with his family. Chandrababu Naidu attending the Brahmotsavam at Tirumala Tirupati Temple. The Chief Minister, Chandrababu Naidu, to participate in an annual mega festival, will be offering Pattu Vastras on behalf of the Andhra Pradesh government. Of course, this comes right on the heels of the massive controversy, speaking of substandard quality of ghee that was used to make Tirupati Laddus, which is the most auspicious holy offering, the prasadam that's given to scores of devotees there. The allegation of adulterated ghee, which may have had animal fat, that's used to make that prasadam. This visit here of Chandrababu Naidu comes right in the back of this controversy, which is why it's all the more significant. They've carried out a whole purification process at the Tirupati temple. The last few weeks have been hectic for the priests at the Tirupati temple as well, where they've done extensive homas and pujas to purify the entire temple premises and ensure that quality is brought back, and it's supervised extensively. Chandrababu Naidu really taking it upon himself, the Andhra Pradesh government at this point, promising to the scores of devotees, people who have faith in the temple, that the situation is under control, and he's ensuring a hawk's eye check there, which is strict and will ensure no loopholes going forward. Let me cut across to Apurva joining us for more on that. Apurva, while all this controversy around the Tirupati Laddus has kicked off, you're looking at Chandrababu Naidu, the Chief Minister, in a first, arriving at the temple now. He's going to be part of a massive festival. If you could give us the significance of this annual mega festival that he's going to be part of, which he's kicking off, please take us through.
Well, Nabila, this is the Brahmotsavam celebrations that are underway at Tirumala every year. This is a tradition and a celebration rather, wherein all these 9 days of the Brahmotsavam, there are various rathas, chariots that which will take procession of Lord Venkateshwara, the deity here at Tirumala. Not only that, there will all be cultural activities that take place as a part of flagging off these celebrations there. Andhra Pradesh Chief Minister Chandrababu Naidu has now arrived with his family today, where not only will he go ahead and offer the Pattu Vastram, which is the silk robes for the Lord, the deity there, but this is customary that every year the Chief Minister, as a first citizen of the state, from the state government, should offer a kind of kanaka, an offering to the Lord there in the terms of silk robes, and that's what we are, it's called as a Pattu Vastram ceremony that is going to take place, and that's what Chandrababu Naidu and his family will arrive here. They will go ahead and offer to the Lord, following which, this Brahmotsavam that starts from today will see the entire Tirumala that is being lit up in colors and celebration. As
has there been any hesitation from devotees to be participating post the Tirupati Laddu controversy? Has it really dampened the spirits of people who have immense faith in the temple?
Not really, because this time the Tirumala Tirupati Devasthanam is expecting about 3 lakh devotees just on one day, which is the Garuda Vahanam day. That is one of the most iconic and important days of the Brahmotsavam. And, they're roughly expecting around 3 lakh devotees to be over here. In fact, the entire Brahmotsavam is a kind of a celebration where devotees from across the world arrive here for partaking in these celebrations, as the Ratha chariots are being taken for proceedings in and around Tirumala. It's a kind of celebration where a lot of people, devotees from far and wide, reach here and they get to be part of the celebrations there. The Garuda Vahanam, which happens on the 5th day of Brahmotsavam, that's when the TTD is also expecting a much footfall, roughly over 3 lakh devotees expected here. Meanwhile, there's a lot of security heightened. There's a lot of steps that are being taken, food that is being prepared, Annaprasadam, there is water and sanitation measures that is being taken, safety and CCTV cameras have been set. The entire Tirumala is decked up for flagging off this celebration, which is Brahmotsavam, which now Andhra Pradesh Chief Minister Chandrababu Naidu and his family will arrive here to offer the first kanka, that is the Pattu Vastram, for the deity.
Thanks very much, Apurva, for joining us on that.